Hey there, Middle Earth, Strategy Battle Gamers. So we're here with a tactics talk, even though we're not talking about tactics today. Today we're going to be talking about things we want to see in the future of the game. Not rules, we covered that in an early video, but more like releases and models and terrain and stuff like that. So we're gonna talk about that, probably in a pretty quick video. So go and start off, Dan. What do you want to see?
Okay, so the first thing I want to see is the Hobbit, Forge World quality models for the Lord of the Rings line. For Gondor, I'd like to see a new Baragon model. Baragon, in the movies, he's actually in the movies for a short time. I'd like to see him mounted, a mounted model. I'd like to see a King Elisar model, like the Aragorn at the way into the Return of the King, where he's fully armored out and he has the crown on and that thing. I think that'd be an awesome model to have come out. Some other models would be like Denethor. Some of the characters they didn't have from the books, like Elfhelm, which is kind of a rumor.
Felion.
Yeah, him.
It'd be cool. Just have a different Age of Gondor. Maybe some more Kings and Men models with actual.
Yeah, actual Kings and Men model, more of them.
Yeah.
Maybe 9 of them.
Did they ever have mounted ones?
I don't know. I actually don't remember having a mounted King and Men model. I think they do, but yeah, he's pretty hard to get.
Yeah. Well, Kings and Men model. So, for Rohan, because really, pretty much in my opinion, right now the elves, the dwarves, have gotten everything that people have wanted from dwarves. Got cavalry, etc. So, what I want to see is, for Rohan in particular, and fiefdoms, because they kind of like this too. All the models back in print. Okay, so I want to see Engar, Forlong, Dury here. There's several others in there out of print now. The Dalenroth Warriors on foot. I want to see those guys come back in print because A, they're awesome models, and B, they kind of are necessary to play fiefdoms. So yeah, I want to see them print, or alternatively, same characters, but the new Forge World models. So maybe have some awesome Forge World for Forlong, some awesome Forge World for Dury here, stuff like that. That's what I want to see for fiefdoms. For Rohan, I want to see maybe a Helm Hammerhand model with a good profile. I want to see Elfhelm. I want to see reprints of Theodred, maybe a new Eomer model. I think the Theoden models they have currently are actually pretty awesome. If they did another Theoden model, I'd probably buy it.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe have some Rohan-based terrain. Maybe have a Edoras.
I think Lord of the Rings terrain they've done. It's been amazing. I think they should do more. They should do some more woods, some Mordor terrain, some Isengard terrain.
Maybe more Gondor ruins.
Yeah, Gondor buildings, Gondor actual buildings. Not just platforms but you had the White City and it was full of shops and buildings and stuff. I think that'd be cool. And Lord of the Rings really has beautiful scenic views and terrain and area and stuff, and I think that could lend itself really well to the game if Games Workshop would make the terrain to do it.
Yep, and I would probably buy all.
Yeah, I would buy it too, for sure.
Because that's really what matters is what you would buy. So, so those two armies, fiefdoms, Rohan, those are two armies I think do need big updates. Numenor is another one. I do think what I want to see them do for Numenor is make it an easy army to buy. So instead of having to buy the 4 Numenor warriors with the box of Last Alliance, I think they need to have an actual set where you can just get Numenor soldiers. I'd like to see Elendil never got a mount, so maybe have Elendil on a mount on foot. Bam. Isildur model is great. But I honestly think with the new stuff, because Isildur's armor is awesome, they can make a updated Isildur model. Sorry about that, guys. We had to go attend to something. But, so Elendil and Isildur, they both have awesome armor in the movie. And that's something I want to see. I want to see them have a redo, and I want to see more Numenor. Maybe even have like a full army of Numenor. Have cavalry, maybe have some special units. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they could pull some stuff from the books and translate. They did that a little bit.
Yeah.
They've done that a little bit already, so I think if they do that even more, it'd be awesome. I think that's kind of the whole goal. And I actually can tell you an interesting model that I actually just thought of.
What?
The Eye of Sauron.
Eye of Sauron. That would be an
Eye of
interesting
Sauron.
model.
You can have the big eye. I don't know.
It's really this tall.
Yeah, and it would do something. It would do something interesting.
Yeah, it'd be kind of similar to Azog's drum or Azog's banners,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, put in the comments below if you guys would want to see the Eye of Sauron. I actually never thought about that before.
No,
That would be pretty cool.
Sauron.
And
like here, and you can also go even farther back and do like a Morgoth, which would be really cool. And
well,
you could literally build a whole.
they do have a specific. They can only do the Lord of the Rings Hobbit books,
right.
and they can do the.
But they can kind
appendices.
so
I think they did
base stuff off of that.
Yeah, they did talk about Tyrion, because Huron is in the War of the Rings. Huron, so I think maybe a Tyrion Trambar model, possibly. Also, I think. I know some people have actually talked about this, but having like a Talion from the Shadows of Mordor, that'd be pretty cool.
Actually, he'd be cool as like a ring wraith profile for good.
Like, yeah, a ring wraith profile. Yeah, actually, I can see that. Maybe alternatively, you can have a mix between ring wraith and Ranger of the North kind of guy, or like maybe like have a similar profile to Faramir, but then he is terror, harbinger of evil, or maybe harbinger of good. I don't know, something like that. Two models I actually want to see, just because I think it would be really cool, would be the Blue Wizards.
Yeah.
In the book, they're in the book for Lord of the Rings, and they're also mentioned in The Hobbit. I think it'd be cool to have them, and then give them maybe give them profiles similar to a ring wraith, but they don't dissipate. They have limited might or will. I guess they would have a staff, and then they could be a little bit more melee. They can take horses, of course. I think the two Blue Wizards would be awesome models to have.
Yeah, there's just so much they could do. With I know they're talking about redoing the Return of the King, and just the Return of the King has a lot of cool characters in the books.
I want to see a updated model and an a horse model for the King of the Dead.
Yeah.
With an updated profile, because I think his profile in the albeit in the movie, I don't think they translated it so he wasn't overpowered, but I think he can do with a might, maybe a higher fight. After all, but yeah, that's really all I have to think about off the top of my head. I mean, I just want to see newer, updated models for the old kind of crummy models that are out there. I want to see reprints or new models in general for the guys that are out of print, and I want to see expanded armies on the small. Another army I wouldn't mind seeing expanded would be hobbits. They do have like two packs of guys you can buy right now.
Yeah, I think just new models for me, some new profiles, and some updated, like I said, the LSR model I think would be cool. Eye of Sauron would be interesting. Just stuff like that, and I think that it would work well. I think the Eye of Sauron actually would work pretty good in the game.
Especially like Azog's banner, like his tower thing.
Yeah. If
you had similar rules to that, that would be pretty cool, and that would make sense, because let's see. There's one other thing I wanted to cover.
I think some elven terrain would be cool.
Yeah, some elven terrain. I can see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so really, what I think the Hobbit rules really covered. They really sealed for elves and dwarves. So they really got the stuff that the fans were wanting. Cavalry for dwarves, crossbows for dwarves. Elves got some stuff.
Armored elves.
Fighting
heroes.
Yep. So they got that. I think really what Lord of the Rings need to expand on is the men, because right now men, they have the higher defense than elves, and they tend to have the lower fight than dwarves in many ways. So they're cheaper. You can tend to have more of them. But I think what they really need to do is make men have a kind of purpose. Men have
have some of the competitiveness to
them. Some competitive, because people do take Rangers of the North and Arnor. Rohan, Gondor too, can make it up top table. But I think I want to see like them just be a little more, even in a fun game that you can win with them, because
One thing I think would be interesting is a special rule for the. I know this is, but I just thought of it. Special rule for the White Council, where they can lead any good warband.
That and the Fellowship too to me would make sense. Well, at least certain heroes like Aragorn.
And that'd be like one of their special rules.
To me, that makes sense. Aragorn, Gimli, Legolas, the guys that are like in Helm's Deep leading Rohan.
Yeah.
They also can lead elves because the elves were there. They can lead Minas Tirith because Minas Tirith they were fighting. So to me, that would make sense. Because really, if you look at it, Mordor, like evil armies like Mordor, has such a huge book. They can pretty much lead anything they want. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the hero is kind of like they are really versatile in terms of like the heroes they can take in the units. Where good, you're pretty much limited to the army. Like, so Rohan, for instance, you can only have Rohan heroes, but if you want to have Aragorn in there, then he has to be by himself, and he kind of can mess up your thing. So I think that you should change that. To that, and they also, they did put Gandalf to lead Lake Town, so
Gandalf should be able to lead dwarves too, because he was there with Thorin.
Yeah,
Thorin's company.
Dwarves. All right, well, guys, that's it. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and
Happy wargaming.